So good morning, good afternoon, good night, everybody, for those online. So my name is Karine and today I'm going to present some news from the International DORIS Service as the representative for GGOS, after listening to Lucia's presentation. I'm sorry. Um, so who helped me with those slides? It's Frank Lemoyne, who is chair of the IDS governing board, and Laurent Soudarin, who is also in the IDS governing board and the Central Bureau also. So where are we now in terms of the technique, the stations, and the satellites? You can see on this slide two different figures. One on the left is giving you the DORIS network status that is being presented by Jérôme Saunier at the IDS workshop we had last month. And what you see in this figure is 61 active DORIS stations as of now. Very recently, there's a new station that is been installed in Mongolia, in Ulaanbaatar. And it's adding a lot of robustness to the tracking network, especially since we lost some of the Russian stations. On the right side, you see the DORIS constellation in function of time. So each line corresponds to one satellite carrying a DORIS instrument. Currently, we are marked with the red line, the red vertical line. So we have 9 instruments on board of satellites, and 5 are to be launched in the next 5 years. In terms of stations, I forgot to mention that coming is Karine in Australia and Kanpur in India, supposedly at the end of 2024. And we are also currently working on upgrading the DORIS component of the Tahiti Geodesy, the main Geodesy site that is being currently worked on. So that's going to carry VLBI, GNSS, SLR, and DORIS. About the IDS news, we have had 3 meetings in 2024. There was a DORIS analysis working group meeting that happened virtually in June 4th. And it's a good gathering of the combination center members, analysis centers, and the associate analysis center. So it's a good way for us to share our analysis experience and learn from each other. There was the IDS workshop, so more on the both scientific and technical part of DORIS that happened in Montpellier last month. That was part of the altimetry meeting, 30 years of progress in radar altimetry. And on the second day, we had a governing board meeting. We have 2 IDS working group. The first one is chaired by Patrick Schreiner in GFZ. That's the Integrated Clock Corrections for DORIS working group, and it's been approved by the IDS governing board in September. So the goal of this working group is actually to use GNSS clocks to help correct the DORIS USO issues. Every time a satellite carrying a DORIS instrument goes above the South Atlantic anomaly zone, then there's these radiations that impact the USO. And Patrick and the working group want to study how to use the GNSS clock to correct those. Then we also have Ningbo Wang, who is going to be chairing a near real-time ionospheric application working group. We are finishing the approval from the IDS governing board at this level. It's almost approved at this point. This is a continuation of a very successful working group that was more general on near real-time DORIS data. Then Johannes Bohm talked about those ESA Genesis DORIS working group, the working group 4 that is chaired by Guillaume Moreau from CLS, and also in a more general sense, the IAG working group on Genesis that Johannes chair, and that is joined with the IRS and the GGOS. And there was a meeting beginning of this week, and we had two IDS associates participating to this meeting. The IDS news related to this near real-time data working group as of July 5th this year. Now the RINEX DORIS data and real-time DORIS orbits are available for 6 satellites, and that is with a latency of less than 3 hours. We've seen yesterday the presentation from Zuair about the IGRF 2020. We have 6 solutions from 6 different software packages. Those AC contributions cover the period 2021.0 to 2024.0. And the first evaluation from Zuair is really positive. It shows that this new combined IDS solutions has improved results in terms of reduced WRMS, especially in the East component. We have elections in the IDS coming up. There are 3 positions on the IDS governing board that are open, and that is one for the analysis centers representative, one for the data centers representative, and a member at large. And the call for a nomination will be sent out in the coming weeks. And that is all for me.